Welcome to math for today. Today we're doing lesson 13. I can tell stories from equations. Now, yesterday we were given the story and you solved for the mystery number in the equation. Today we are going to tell the stories with the equations. We might still have a mystery number, but we're going to be able to be the ones to tell the stories today. We might even be some mystery storytellers. So let's get started. Now, normally I would say let's do 10 and tuck, but Miss Singleton is actually going to do 10 and tuck with you guys today, so I don't want to take that away from her, but it's kind of fun. I think you'll like it. Here we go. Let's do this fluency. Let's see. Oh, no. All right. I guess you didn't have fluency for this one. I guess it is 10 and tuck today. Sorry, I thought you all had fluency. Yay for you. No fluency that you have to work on, but we're going to do 10 and tuck together with Miss Singleton in just a minute. But right now, we're going to work on our application problem. You know that means that you need a board and a marker or a piece of paper and something to write with so that you can solve this with us. Okay, so let's get our boards ready. Get your markers ready. Get your number detective hats on today. Get those listening ears ready and those eyes looking so we can solve this problem. So are you ready? Let's do this. Sammy had 6 bunnies. One of them had babies. Now she has 10 bunnies. How many bunnies were born? We're going to draw a picture to show how you know. We're also going to write a number bond and a number sentence to match our picture. So since we have to do a number bond and a number sentence, I'm going to draw a template out. That way it's ready to go when I finish drawing my picture. If you want to draw that on your board to have it ready, you can do that too. If not, it's okay. All right, let's get our ears ready and get our number detective hats on. Let's see if we can find the important information we need. Sammy had 6 bunnies. What important information from that sentence? She has 6 bunnies. So that's important. We need to know that. So I'm going to make 6, right? 6. And I'm going to draw 6 circles to show that I have 6 bunnies. Am I going to draw real bunnies? No, that takes too long. I'm going to draw simple pictures and make little circles. All right, back to being number detectives. One of them had babies. And it doesn't really tell me a whole lot of information because it doesn't tell me how many, and it doesn't tell me if there's a lot of them or a little of them. We just know that one of these 6 bunnies had some babies. Now she has 10 bunnies. Does that have some important information? Yeah, now I have 10 bunnies. But that kind of makes me think. Let me go back and read. Sammy had 6 bunnies. Okay, we have our 6. One of them had babies. Do we know how many babies she had? Not yet. I think maybe I need to put a question mark. And I'm going to put the word babies. We don't know how many babies. Now she had 10 bunnies. That word now gave me some information. I now have 10 bunnies all together. So that gives me my total. So now I know that I have 10 bunnies total. So I'm going to come down here and write 10, and I'm going to write the word total. Good information so far. So now, how many bunnies were born? That's the question we don't know how many babies were born. We know that we have 6 and a total of 10. So what are some strategies we've learned to figure out? You know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to take the numbers I know and I'm going to fill them in. It might help me. So I know that we have 6 bunnies. Is 6 a part or a total? 6 is my part of my equation. So 6 bunnies is what Sammy had. Do we know the other part? No, not yet. So I can either put a question mark or leave it blank. Then we know that she now has 10 bunnies. So our total is 10, and we can put that in our bowl. Now, can I fill this in with this information? Yeah, I can. I know that I have 6 bunnies. Some more are born. And now we have 10 bunnies. So what strategy could I use to find my mystery number? If you said count on, we can count on from 6 up to 10. So help me count on from 6 and let's go to 10. Ready? I'm going to make X's as we count to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many X's did I have? 4. I had 4 X's. So is 6 and 4 more make 10? Let's try 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure is. So let's put this here and here. Could we have tried that another way? Yeah, I could have had my 10 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could have circled 6 of those and said, how many do I have left? I have 4 left. So either way would work just fine. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and erase your boards or get a new piece of paper or turn your other piece of paper over on the back. When we're working with Miss Singleton, we are going to have to write some stuff out. So make sure you have a clean board to work with and make sure that you have a clean piece of paper with, okay? So let me pause for a second. I'm going to erase my board and get my board ready and get our video brought up so I can share it with you, and then we'll go over our lesson with Singleton. Remember, we're going to do 10 and tuck. So hold on just a second. All right, guys, now I'm ready to share my screen with you. So let's follow along with Miss Singleton. Before we get started with our drawing, we don't need our board for the first part when we do 10 and tuck. You need your fingers. So put your boards down next to you, put your marker on top of it, or put your paper and your pencil or whatever you have writing with next to you on the floor or on a table or wherever you're sitting, and get those hands ready because we are going to need our fingers. So make sure that your hands are ready to go. Let's share. Let me turn that up.
Hi friends, welcome to Module 1, Lesson 13. Today we will tell stories from equations. Here are the materials you'll need.
Remember,
take a moment to collect them and then we'll get started.
We are going to use our boards, so you don't need those.
Let's start with the warm-up. Instead of waiting for the signal, just give the answer when I ask. Show me 10 fingers. Tuck 3. How many fingers are up?
7.
7. How many are tucked?
3.
3. Say the number sentence aloud, starting with the larger part.
7 plus 3 equals
7 plus 3 equals 10. Beginning with the smaller part.
3 plus 7 equals 10.
3 plus 7 equals 10. Beginning with the whole.
10 equals 7 plus 3 or 3 plus 7.
3 plus 7. Let's try another. Show me 10 fingers. Tuck 1.
Okay.
How many fingers are up?
9.
9. How many fingers are tucked?
1.
1. Say the number sentence aloud, beginning with the larger part.
9 plus 1 equals 10.
9 plus 1 equals 10. Now beginning with the smaller part.
1 plus 9 equals 10.
1 plus 9 equals 10. And beginning with the whole.
10 plus 9.
Equals
Oh, I'm
9
sorry.
plus
10
1,
equals.
or 10 equals 1 plus 9.
I messed up, but that's okay.
Very good. Let's try one more. Show me 10 fingers. Tuck 6.
Ooh.
How many fingers are up?
4.
4. How many are tucked?
6.
6. Say the number sentence aloud, beginning with the larger parts first.
6 plus 4 equals 10.
6 plus 4 equals 10. Beginning with the smaller part.
4 plus 6 equals
4
10.
plus 6 equals 10. And beginning with the whole.
10 equals 4
10
plus
equals
6.
4 plus 6.
Or
you may have
10
said
equals
10 equals
6 plus 4.
Great work. Let's get started with our lesson for today. As we work on our lesson for today, I want you to wait for the signal before you give your answer. Take a look at this number sentence. What do we need to find in this number sentence? The total. Let's make up a math story using this number sentence. As you make up the story, draw a picture to help you solve for the number that hides under the question mark. Press pause as you draw your picture and come up with your story. Press play when you're ready to share.
All right, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to write that same number sentence on my board so I know what I have to draw out. So let's look at this. Remember, we're trying to find the total in this problem. And we've got to come up with something so we can draw a picture for it. So my number sentence says 5 plus 1 equals question mark because we don't know. It's our mystery number. Let me zoom in so you can see a little better. There we go. So let's make up a story with this. So let's say that I'm going to do something I love to do, and that's called eating. I love eating. Let's say that Miss Ray ate 5 chocolate chip cookies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I decided I'm going to eat one more. How many cookies did I eat in all? We can count on 5, 6. I had 6 cookies. I love cookies. So let's see what Miss Singleton came up with. If you want to come up with your own story, go right ahead. Make sure you draw it out and you tell it to us when you're done. Okay, here we go.
Share your story with me.
I didn't tell her about my cookie. It's okay. I told you all.
I really like that story and your drawing. After you tell your story, be sure the answer and the number sentence. I'll share my story now. I drew chocolate chip cookies because I love chocolate chip cookies. They're my favorite.
We have the same taste.
Sarah ate 5 of her mom's homemade chocolate chip cookies. She went back to get one more to eat. How many cookies did Sarah have in all? It is very important to name the unit when reading your addition sentence. My number sentence reads, 5 cookies plus 1 equals 6 cookies. And template 2 should look like this.
So let's fill in our template. We have our number sentence, but we can now fill this part in with our 6, and we can make a number bond. So let's make a number bond. 6, 5, and 1. So, because remember, I ate 5 cookies, then I decided I was gonna eat 1 more, and then I ate 6 cookies. Yum.
Ready for the next one? What do we need to find in this number sentence? The missing part. It's like finding what's in the mystery. Press pause as you draw your picture and come up with your story. Press play when you're ready to share.
Okay, so now it's your turn to come up with a story using the 6 plus something, because we don't know how many, equals 8. Okay, so I'm going to fill mine in. If you want to keep going and work on your own story, that's perfectly fine. If you want to listen to my story, you can do that too. So I have 6 pieces of candy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. My son gave me some more. Don't know how many I have. Altogether, I have 8 pieces of candy. Now, I can go ahead and fill this in. I can say I have 8 pieces of candy total. I started out with 6, and my son gave me some more. Now we have to figure out how many more we have. So how can I do that? What strategy could I use to solve for my mystery number? I could count on. I could start with 6 and count on to 8. So when I'm counting on, I'm going to draw X's so I know how many I'm going to count, okay? So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see better. So let's start with 6 and say it with me. 6, 7, 8. How many X's did I draw? Yeah, I drew 2 more X's. So my son gave me 2 pieces of candy. Now I'm going to zoom back out because I need a little more room. And I'm going to erase my number bond completely because I'm going to write it differently. And I'm going to say that I had 6 pieces of candy. My son gave me 2 more pieces of candy. And now I'm going to have to bring my equal sign. I'm going to have to write it down here. I'm running out of room. And now I have 8 pieces of candy. Now, you may have come up with a totally different story, and that's fine. Whatever story you want to work with, that's fine. But let's see what Miss Singleton says when we find out what our mystery number is. Let's see if we're right.
Share your story with me.
We had 6 pieces of candy. My son gave me 2 more pieces of candy, and now I have 8 pieces of candy.
Great job. That was a cool picture and a cool story. Don't forget to say the answer and the number sentence.
We decided it was 2.
I'll share my story now. Tim found 6 leaves lying on the ground. Then a few more leaves fell from the tree. There were 8 leaves on the ground.
We had 2.
How many leaves did Tim find on the ground? Don't forget to name your unit when reading your number sentence. My addition sentence reads, 6 leaves plus 2 leaves equals 8 leaves. And here's simply 2.
And we already filled that in, but we erased it too.
This ends our lesson for today. As we wrap up this lesson, think about the stories you told. Which of the stories were the most difficult, and which story was the easiest for you? Why? Now it's time for you to work on your problem set. Your must-do problems from the problem set or numbers 1 and 4. Set a timer or watch the clock for 2 minutes and complete those problems. You did an amazing job with your math stories and drawings. I had a great time working with you today. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen here. And now I'm back. I paused for a second so I can get our camera back up to where I want it to be, our board ready to go, and erase mine. So hold that thought, I'll be right back. See, I'm like the Flash. I was back so quick you didn't even see me move. All right, so let's look at our problem set real quick before you start it. Remember, you're gonna do problems 1 and number 4. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have you work out number, well, hold on. Number 2 with me while we're here. So let's look at number 2. I have 5 plus 5, a blank, and a blank number bond. Remember in our lesson today, we had to draw out a picture and a story. So let's do the same for this, okay? My numbers are 5 plus 5 equals blank. I don't know what that number is just yet, so I'm gonna put a question mark there. Now, I can go ahead and fill in part of my number bond because I have some information. Which part can I fill in? The total or the parts? If you said the parts, you're right. So I'm going to take my 5s and I'm going to put it in my parts because I have 5 of something and 5 of something else. So let's draw a picture and a number story. I'm going to do something, and boys, I'm sorry because I probably don't use this, but I have 5 hair bows. I'm going to draw out 5 hair bows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My sister gave me 5 more hair bows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have a total of how many hair bows in all? That's what we've got to solve. So we have 5 bows plus 5 bows equals how many bows? What's a strategy we could use? We could count on, I could start with 5 and count on 5 more. So let's try it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many hair bows did I have altogether? I had 10. So I'm going to put 10 bows. I'm going to fill in my little box up here. So what was my total for my number bond? Not just 5, but 10. So now if I were to tell my story, I could say, I had 5 hair bows. My sister gave me 5 more hair bows. Now I have 10 hair bows. Yours could probably be different. Remember, you're going to do 1 and 4. So let's look at number 3 to get a little more practice before we move on. Uh-oh, we have a mystery number. 5 plus something equals 7. You know what? Let's make a story to help us figure out what that something might be. So let's think. I know. Logan has 3 cars. His brother had some more cars. Together, they have 7 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. do to solve for our mystery number? If you said we could count on, you would be right. We can start with 3 and count on to 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some X's to count on to help me figure out how many more I need. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many X's did I draw? 1, 2, 3, 4. I drew 4 more. So his brother brought 4 more cars. I'm going to write cars down below it. So let's see. 3 cars. Let's see. Logan had 3 cars. His brother brought 4 more cars. Together they have 7 cars. So are we done? Not yet. We still have to fill in our number bond. So let's look at this. What's our total? The 7. Together they had 7 cars. How many cars did Logan have? 3. How many cars did his brother bring? 4. Now we have our number sentence, we have a picture, we wrote a story, and we have our number bond. So when you go and work on your problem set, you're going to do number 1 and number 4, just like I did. You're going to fill in your number sentence, draw a picture, write a story, fill in the number bond. Okay, 1 and 4, that's it. And you have to do your exit ticket. Don't forget to do your exit ticket, please. Then come back and see me. Okay, hopefully you are done with 1 and 4 on your problem set. You finished in your exit ticket and you turned it all into me so I can check it and see how smart you're getting. Let's talk about our lesson today. So we did it a little different. Yeah, we still solved for our mystery number and our total, but we did it a different way. We came up with the story ourselves. That was a little different, but it was kind of fun. I enjoy making up stories, especially to go with numbers, especially if it involves me getting cookies. So, but let me ask you, on your problem set, you had 2 different kinds of problems. You had one where you had to solve for your total, and you had one where you had to solve for the mystery number and the part. Which one was easier for you? Which one was harder? Why do you think that? If it were me, I would think that solving for my total would be easier because it gives me both parts and I can just add on together and then I can solve for my total. But when I have to solve for a part or my mystery number, it's a little harder because I have to count on to find how many more I need to make my total. So when you are working these types of problems, be careful. Look at your sentence. Am I solving for the total or am I solving for the part? So if you know which one you're solving for, it'll help you solve easier when you're making let me try that again. It's easier for you to solve if you know which one you're solving for, total or part. That way you can draw out what you need to do, okay? So I will see you guys tomorrow with your lesson, and we are going to continue on making up some stories, but we're also going to have a little twist to it, okay? So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.